Right, well, hello the internet and welcome to another episode of Creative Minecraft. Well, we're technically on the little Halloween series we're doing because I want to try and keep hitting 100 episodes as close to the end of the year as possible, mostly for my own sanity. So today we are doing two builds. We're doing a bandstand in a cool kind of Halloween-y block palette, and we're also going to build a maze very quickly at the end of the episode. So the first thing I had to do, of course, was do the really boring stuff of terraforming. Had to get rid of loads of trees again, and then I used red sandstone to do like the floor of the bandstand because I decided that's Halloween. It's orange. Everything's orange at Halloween, and also it's more just trying to do something that's a bit autumnal before the leaves all go and change, which I'd really appreciate if they did, because for some reason loads of them are still green. And then I used dark oak again, had to get rid of a couple more trees because I left some a bit too close, and I used the fences to do the outline. I like building bandstands. I can't remember the last time I built one. You can probably find one, probably actually in last Halloween one, I can guarantee it. Wait, no. I don't know. Where was the last one I built? We're going to have to work that out. I'm using weathered copper for the roof because I like the texture it has. And that's all that really matters at the minute. We're playing with texture, colour, etc, etc, rather than me just doing spruce builds. We'll probably go back to that at Halloween, though. Not Halloween, Christmas. I've got to really get working on filming stuff in advance. And then I added lanterns, and normally for Halloween builds I'd use these soul lanterns, but I decided that I just wanted to keep the orange to keep it in the colour palette. I then added some details in with, I think that's orange terracotta, because details, yeah, that kind of summarises that. Finished up terraforming the front of it, so it's kind of like a bit easier to get up and down to because we don't want it being problematic. Yay for that. Then I added in the trees again, just filling up the sides where I didn't want people to be able to look out from, mostly because there's not anything interesting. And also just trying to not make it so open and exposed, because even though I always go through at the end of a large area build and like fill in flowers and trees and stuff, if I don't do some of it early enough on, it all gets crammed in around a build and then it looks stupid, which is always great. We do love it when a build looks stupid. I then added a bench, tried adding trees, and it took a few minutes to get them in the right place. Next bit, I then decided I wanted to be able to see down into kind of the like farm area, which will probably have more little farms added at some point, or a pathway and probably more trees, but currently we're leaving it open and exposed so that I can just see what area I'm actually working with, because obviously it was a 1.18 where we got like really big hills and stuff. That's kind of made working out how much space you actually have without loads and loads of terraforming a little bit difficult, and invariably I would rather just clear trees, and if it's like large patches I burn the trees and then just go back and deal with it later, even if the trees don't always look quite right afterwards. And on to the maze. I used dark oak once again because we're trying to use that instead of spruce. I very nearly picked spruce and then went, no, we're doing dark oak. That's what we said we were going to do. I then placed the centre of the maze first, because that seemed like the most important part, and just started building out in random shapes from there. I wanted to make sure that there obviously wasn't like just one route that you could take, and I might go in and change some of it so you can like get into other sections of the maze and then end up on the wrong path. But I'm not sure entirely yet. We're probably going to change some of it up a bit. And then nearer the centre you kind of get bits that are more 2 block wide, because then you can't see it as easily, and yay for that. Make life difficult. I kind of wish I'd been able to build the maze a bit bigger, but we were working with what space we had because didn't feel like doing 20 minutes of terraforming today. I had the patience for all of about 5 because I had to once again get rid of trees and also flatten it out. Oh, we could have done a maze on a gradient though. That would have been cool. Maybe another year. Maybe next year for Halloween we'll do a maze on a gradient. Someone remind me that in like 11 months time. Then I chose mangrove leaves. I was going to do like dark oak or spruce or anything other than mangrove, but I went, well, we haven't used that in a while. So we're going to use mangrove. I need to, like, do stuff with some mangrove trees. Are they trees, technically? I'm not sure. In the centre, I put 4 torch flowers because they're pretty, and I like pretty flowers. I then started just adding in additional entrances because then it's kind of like a gamble whether or not you're getting the right entrance. Then Lily of the Valleys and orange tulips, added some jack-o'-lanterns and hay bales, and that was the decoration for that bit done. Once again, there would be trees, eventually. I added some coarse dirt as pathway because I decided that looked best. Because I don't really think you'd bother putting like a proper cobblestone path or something down, so we just went with it. But anyways, the internet, that's pretty much it for the day. Goodbye, have a nice life, day, whatever.